What's going on, Nation? Cover Killer here. How y'all doing? I'm doing pretty good. I'm a little wet, but of course nowhere near as wet as Japan. Wow, way too soon. Of course, as you guys know, I have that video up where if you view the video, I'm going to leave a link in the description box. All the proceeds that I make due to the YouTube AdSense partnership program are going to go directly to the Tsunami and Earthquake Relief Fund that's going to be established, I'm sure, and plastered all over the television for the horrible tragedy that hit over in Japan just a couple of days ago. So definitely head over to that video after you're done watching this one and give it a view. Tell all of your friends. Send it to all of your friends on Facebook, Twitter, MySpace, whatever the shit else you use. Now let's go on to the album review. Cavalera Conspiracy's Blunt Force Trauma, of course, is the second album of the Cavalera Conspiracy name, which is Max and Igor Cavalera, of course, that have a long history in the metal genre. A history that is not my job to recount for you. Something that you should definitely check out, because if I tried to recount it for you, we would be here all fucking day. As much as you guys will love that, I'm on a budget, and I'm on a time budget. I said budget twice. I don't know why. But at any rate, this is the second album that they have accomplished under the Cavalera Conspiracy banner, and there has been a slight change at the helm, and that is at the bass guitar department. Now Johny Chow is the main bassist, the session bassist for this band from Fireball Ministry. This, of course, goes along with the core of Max and Igor Cavalera, Max, of course, of Soulfly, and also Marc Rizzo at guitar. Now, this is an 11-track affair that clocks in at just over 34 minutes long. However, there are some special editions of this album available that contain two covers. The first being a Black Sabbath cover, and the second one being a, I think it was an Agnostic Front or a Minor Threat cover. I'm not 100% certain that I remember. However, both of the covers are, I like them. They're done in Cavalera Conspiracy's distinct style, but that's not really what I'm here to talk about. I'm here to talk about the 11 tracks, the 34 minutes of new Cavalera Conspiracy material. And this is what I will say. This is something where their first album, whenever they came together a few years back, it was really considered to be the real rebirth of a metal supergroup, and something that many people were waiting for 10 years for, because there was a real bitter feud between the Cavalera brothers for the 10 years prior. And so whenever Cavalera Conspiracy was announced and whenever the album came out, there was a lot of rejoicing. There was just a lot of fans that were very excited about this. And a lot of people did enjoy the album, but some people did complain that it was a little bit simplistic, that it was it really didn't have, it had a lot to offer, but maybe just not enough. Well, on Blunt Force Trauma, there is definitely an argument to be made that there is still that certain level of simplicity. However, I also have an argument in retort, not only for this album, however, for both albums, but I'm going to make it specifically for Blunt Force Trauma, considering that's what we're talking about. Throughout the 11 tracks, there is a special guest on track number 3, which is entitled Lynch Mob by the singer of Agnostic Front, which you can clearly tell because the vocals do not match what Max is typically outputting, so to speak, with the band, so the difference is definitely easy to tell. And this kind of goes back to what Max was doing with Soulfly a little bit, where he had a lot of rotating musicians come in and out and really kind of lend a hand, add their talent to the album to give it a little bit of a distinct flair. So this is something that's kind of neat that they were able to pass over for this and pass on to this particular project as well. There is definitely an argument that can be made for a lot of similarity, simulacrum, so to speak, especially between the songs Tortured and Target, which definitely have a lot of the same characteristics and really almost sound deadly similar right whenever you get to the chorus, to the very simplistic chorus line of it. And I have to say that that's something that can be a little bit, it may draw some attention, some negative attention from the fans. However, it's something that I kind of enjoyed because there was just enough of a difference, and it was a lot of what Marc Rizzo was able to do, and the way in which they were able to pattern out the thrash and the groove that happened either before and after the chorus, that really caused me to kind of look at this as like, okay, this is just different enough where I can really enjoy this. Overall, this entire album is very straightforward. It's straightforward death thrash. It has a lot of groove in it, and it's got a lot of influences in there. Marc Rizzo is just a beast of a guitar player. If you've not checked out his solo work or his work in Soulfly, definitely check that out, because he's got just this exceptional style where he's able to, he's very willing to go very fast, very thrashy, just breakneck speed, over the top. But he's also able to do a lot of creative things, and this is something that's specifically seen more in his solo work, his Marc Rizzo guitar work. But at any rate, this is an album that definitely shines forth in the little things that it's able to do. Because these aren't songs that are very long. There is no song on this album that eclipses 4 minutes in length. So these are going to be songs that are going to be there. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. But they're able to pack a lot into each individual track on this particular record, and that's something that I think is going to be a real positive going down the line for people whenever people get a chance to listen to this on March the 29th. That's right, Cavalera Conspiracy, Blunt Force Trauma coming out on March the 29th. You guys should definitely pick it up. I give this a solid 8 out of 10. I like this record a lot. There's a couple things that maybe it was missing. Maybe it could have been a couple tracks longer. You know what? It's like I said, though. I mean, it's like I said on a couple albums. It's one of those albums where 34 minutes long, it doesn't overstay its welcome. But this is one of those times where I actually thirsted for more, as opposed to, say, with Bodum, where it should have ended after 4 minutes. Take care, guys, and as always, keep it metal. And, yeah, view up that video about Japan. The link will be down there. Thanks.